Hi, I'm Star Williams.
And I am Venus Crystal. Welcome back to the Truly Imagination podcast. I'm back, bitches, like Slim Shady.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Guess
Guess
who's
who's
back?
back?
Guess who's back? Yeah, I'm back from Toronto. Well, I was back from Toronto like 2 weeks ago, but still, I have returned to my rightful place
You
on the
were
Truly
in
Imagination.
Toronto.
Yes, I was.
I think Wind was in Toronto as well.
Wind was also in Toronto. I'm a trendsetter, clearly.
Neither one of you stopped by to say hi to Dylan while you were there.
Give me a break, dude. I was there for 2 days, and the reason I was there was because Melanie Martinez refused to come to Montreal. I had no choice but to go to Toronto. And I also didn't know where Dylan was, and I also kind of forget. I don't know, I did not think of it. I was too busy going to alternative goth stores and sex shops.
If Dylan can take
And
time
Melanie
out of
Martinez.
his busy schedule to make a podcast, you can take time out of your busy. No, I'm kidding.
I also had two other people that had things they wanted to do that I had to comply with to a certain extent. So, it was not entirely my time. I had other people with me that I had brought along with me.
Mm, excuses, excuses. Anyway, um, so I have a quick little story just because, um,
Ooh.
our earlier conversation we were talking about brain rot and such.
Yes.
Um, so I was out and about yesterday doing groceries with my mom, right?
Yes.
And I hear a kid singing. So like in my ears were curious. So I was actively trying to listen for what it was because it sounded quite cringy and I wanted to confirm. He was unironically singing things like sticking out your gyat for the Rizzler.
Oh. Oh. To be fair, I can't really cringe too much. I was the weird kid who would sing the FNAF songs in class. So I think that singing Join Us for a Bite and Man Behind the Slaughter is less cringy than saying sticking out your gyat for the Rizzler. Mainly just because I know what most of those words mean, and that's.
and
I'm
then
sorry.
like the
That's.
whole you're so skibbity, you're so phantom tax. Like
Oh my god! What the? I'm sorry. What the fuck is Phantom Tax?
okay,
I thought
so
that
I
was like a
hold on.
legit thing.
I actually know the origin of this. See,
Please tell me because I genuinely I thought. Okay, before you start, first off, I thought it was. I didn't know it was Phantom Tax. I thought it would. I thought it was Phantom Tax. Like like they were talking about taxes that you don't see until like I don't know. You have to pay your taxes or something. I don't know.
uh-huh,
Anyway,
uh-huh.
continue because I need to
Okay.
know.
Let me educate you.
Yes,
Um
please educate me, meme lord.
so the term phantom tax comes from a streamer. I don't know what the
Of
streamer's name
course it
was.
does.
I just know that he was a guy, and often if
Mm-hmm.
he ate on stream, he would have a buddy come in on stream. His name was Phantom, and he would take a bit of
Oh.
his food. And the stream
Oh
started
my
calling it the
god.
Phantom Tax.
That's what it was?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my
in
god.
context, it
Finally.
makes sense, but
Yeah.
outside of it,
Yeah, no. See, I genuinely like I could understand most of the Gen Alpha and young Gen Z brain rot. Like I can understand what a gyat is cuz just another word for ass. Rizzler stems from charisma, stuff like
and the
that. Skibbity
Onceler.
toilet, I still don't understand. But yeah, Phantom Tax. I was like, what is Phantom Tax? I genuinely thought it was Phantom Tax for the first few months of. Also, speaking of Skibbity toilet, sorry to interrupt you, Patrick. One time when I was on a film set, it was the one for Friday Night Sex Scandal. Um, the guy who was managing us, like the background director, the person who would tell us where to go and what to do, he was like, "All right, guys, so you're gonna be like laughing with your friends and like chatting, just like think skibbity toilet. We're all
Oh,
adults, except for like a few like high schoolers that were contracted to be on the thing. They contracted an entire football team for that show. It was fucked up. But not important. But yeah, he was like, yeah, just think skibbity toilet. And the thing is I had not heard skibbity toilet at all ever in my life at that point. So I was like, what's this skibbity toilet?
you had a Fiona moment, like
Yeah,
just
I
in,
have a lot of those.
like who's Jim Carrey, and
I didn't watch him as a child. Give me a break. My parents didn't like him, and if my parents didn't like him, it probably wasn't in my house as a child.
alrighty then.
It makes it even worse that the only thing I really knew him from at that time would have been the I smell cheese meme, where they elongate his face to make him look like a rat.
Yeah,
That's what I'd know him from. That meme. That's it.
how fun.
Joyous. Yeah, would you like to hear some eventful stories from my time off of the air?
No, that's all we have time for. No, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh my god. Alright, so let's start off with Toronto. Toronto was fun. I stayed at a quite nice hotel. Um, the fucking room service was expensive though. And I also, you know how you have to do an authorization payment that they'll pay you back when your stay is over?
Yep.
I didn't understand that. So when I was on the train home, I was like, $100 charged to my credit card. I better pay that off, and I didn't need to. So you can tell that was the first time I'd ever put my card down on a hotel. I actually had my credit limit upped so I would be able to pay if anything happened, which it didn't, thank the Lord. But yeah, so that was great, but that was at the end. The train was nice, except they moved us around. Like we had booked seats together, but then they'd moved everybody around. Like there was like families separated, their kids separated, like but they did have footrests. The train seats had these built-in footrests because it's an older model train, and I stand by the point that the older model Via Rail trains are the best Via Rail trains because they usually have more cushiony seats or footrests, apparently. So that was fun. It was a joyous ride there. And then we got there, we got to the hotel, and then we went to Hooters. Yay! Hooters was very
Hooters.
fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it is exactly like you think it is. But honestly, what more do you want? That was probably some of the most fun I ever had in my entire life at a restaurant. That was great. And they also had one of those, you know, those jukeboxes that you have the credits for that you can like play the music on that they have like
Mhm.
fucking everywhere now.
Yes.
They had one of those. They had one of those in Salem was like jacking it to play his music because one of the waitress that was serving us kept playing Taylor Swift. So Salem was jacking it, so we didn't have to listen to Taylor Swift. And I will say, Hooters does live up to its name because there were a lot of women with some nice Hooters. Except for there was one girl, like all the ladies, they either had assets in the front or assets in the back, which you know to be expected. And then there was one who just wasn't, and that's no shame to her. Like, good on you for getting a job, but this is such a bad joke. I don't know if our joke for that girl is that she's a diversity hire. It's so bad,
Can
but
I
you know,
can I expand on that joke?
sure.
I'm going to silently say it just because I don't want anyone else to hear it. Um, it was a diverse titty hire.
Yeah. And also this girl was like, listen, I'm an extra small, and sometimes an extra extra small. Like if I went to Japan, I'd be an extra extra small. That's why I like their clothes because they fit me. But this girl was skinnier than I was, and I am small. It's like,
Small.
lady, are you okay? She probably was fairly healthy. She's probably just like me and has a very fast metabolism. But it's like, fuck, man, I thought I was small. What the hell? I mean, to be fair, she's got the Victoria's Secret model body. Moving on. Okay, so after Hooters, we went back to the hotel because we were all really tired because it takes for fucking ever to get to Toronto, and we woke up and went to Kensington Market. Oh, also, another thing about hotels that I like is that they have cable TV.
Mhm.
I like cable TV because I like to scroll around and see what's going on. And I guess it was Shrek weekend because Shrek was on. While I was putting on my makeup, I was like doing it, but then I would come out to watch more Shrek, and then I'd do my makeup at the commercials, and then I'd watch more Shrek.
Hey
It was
now.
great. Yeah. Oh God. I love that movie, but it is transpired in so many jokes about my name, and it's like, no, it's not where my name
Fiona!
came from. No, I got bullied in not in high school. No one cared in high school. I got bullied in elementary school for that. But not the point. So anyway, we went to Kensington Market. Also, one place we didn't go, but I wish we did, was there was like a wizard boutique. It was like Harry Potter themed, and I'm so mad we didn't go because that would have been cool as fuck. But Kensington Market was cool. Went to this really nice coffee shop, which was surprisingly cheap for Toronto standards. I bought 3 pastries and 3 drinks for only $34. That's cheaper than most coffee shops here, even the local ones. So I was thoroughly impressed by that because I like not spending a lot of money.
I
And
guess
then we
I
went.
guess they can afford it in Toronto with how many people are there.
Yeah, I guess so. And especially Kensington, because Kensington is a popular place. Have you like the groceries there? You could get some fresh cabbage for $2. $2 for a cabbage. You could make a nice coleslaw. Like they were selling mangoes for $1.
There's the food with fee coming out.
Food with fee. Fiona goes back to Kensington to buy her groceries.
Going
I
to
know that most
Toronto to buy groceries because gas is cheaper than groceries.
train tickets are cheaper than fucking groceries. I bought train tickets two-way to Montreal. And it was $155. That in itself is cheaper than grocery. But I digress. And we walked around. A lot of the shops are cool. I really like the shops, except a lot of them are like dippy dippy patchouli stores or vintage stores that overcharge for their stuff. And sorry for the squeakiness of my chair. Just move it. Um, my thing with vintage stores, forgive me if I sound like a dipshit who doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know. Um, I really don't see. I get that it's old and stuff, and I get that it's like vintage and it's like you're not gonna find it many places. I really don't believe in charging hundred thousands of dollars for vintage clothes. No offense. It's the
Oh.
same stuff you could find in a thrift store. Like my dad's friend bought me a leather jacket from the brand that the Ramones wore. A 15,000 not 15,000, a $1,500 jacket for $250. If you
Hmm.
bought that in a vintage store, it would be probably 20 or 2000 $2,000. I am sorry, I'm of the belief that you should not be charging excruciatingly large prices for vintage. You can if you can find them in charity shops and they be cheaper, what is the point of upcharging for vintage? You'd probably get more people buying it if it was cheaper, in my opinion.
I just love the way you said 2000 unironically and then said 2000.
Shut up. I failed math in high school. Almost. Um, but yeah. So like I like vintage, but like, this was I couldn't spend too much because, I was covering a lot
Hmm.
during that trip, which I'm not complaining about. That's fine. I don't mind. Like I'll help my friends in tough situations. I'm not gonna be a stickler for that. Um, but anyway, we did go into this little place that like had a lot of jewelry and stuff and like hats, and I got this little diamond painting that I'm sure you saw me working on my Instagram.
I may or
Excuse me,
may
a
not
couple.
have.
It's the little Karomi sparkly thing that I was doing.
Oh, yes.
I bought one of those. I love that thing. I want to get more of them, but they have to be like Sanrio or things that I like because I'm not gonna buy like just trees and water number 95,600. No, but that was nice, and that was only like $13
Hmm.
before tax. But like it was not expensive, which I like. I like when things aren't expensive. And then we went to this place called Aunt Thelma's. So, and I'll say that one's name because that one was lit. Aunt Thelma is this lovely lady that gets all the cool goth shoes. She gets the demonias. She gets the pleaser stripper heels. She gets the good alternative shoe wear, and she discounts the hell out of it. You can get $120 shoes for $80. Like
Wow.
like I got my friend a pair of $60 shoes for $35. Like I got a pair of platform flip flops for $80. Those things are usually over $100.
Excuse me.
American.
Platform flip-flops?
Yeah, platform flip flops from Pneumonias.
I didn't even know those were a thing.
Well, they're totally a thing, my dude. Ultimate go-to goth summerwear, and they're surprisingly stable. You'd think that they'd be like the most flimsy things, like they're made out of the foam they're made out of is surprisingly durable. Like I did a test where I like wiggled my ankles to see if like I'd fall over in them. They don't even like fall off of their like soles. Like they stand like they are rigid like flip-flops. They're surprisingly strong for their quality. But
Surprised they weren't ginger.
yeah, so if anyone is ever in Kensington Market and you want to get some discounted laser shoes or demonias, go to Aunt Thelma's. She's a very nice lady and she discounts her shoes and they are mad lit. So that's where you want to go if you want to get them good demonias. Uh which is great because I wanted a pair of platform flip-flops and I got a pair of platform flip-flops but cheaper than I usually would. So that's always a good thing. And then we went to this place called Borderline Plus. And it was cool. Except I was painfully reminded of how expensive off clothing is. I bought leggings on discount and the discount was that they were $50. They are 79 retail price.
Huh.
Yeah, this is why. Remember when I said I wanted to open a goth store that is like affordable?
I was actually gonna
That's why.
bring that up. I was gonna ask if you had gauged the interest in it.
I have actually, weirdly enough. Problem is my Instagram is private and it's mainly my friends and people who I've met that are mutuals and don't really give a shit about what the fuck I'm talking about. But a decent amount of people said yes, that it would be useful.
Hmm.
And also that's kind of the borderline plus prices were the main reason I kind of wanted to figure out a way to do it that's affordable. And also it goes back to my if it's vintage it should be sold cheaper. Um I want to make it like so it's not $79 for a pair of leggings or $1,000 for a well, I mean leather is a bit I can be swayed on leather.
We,
No
we
pun intended.
are we are witnessing a new brand being made. It's gonna be called Fiona Wear.
My shop would be called Angst Bunny. Not take that from me. My shop would be Angst Bunny because that was the name of my goth jewelry store in grade 11, I think. Yes, grade 11. In grade 11. That was the name of my goth jewelry store, and I'm bringing that name back if that ever happens.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so after we went to Borderline Plus and I questioned my life purposes, because I spent ungodly amounts of money in that store. Well, not actually. I helped pay for a shirt for my friend, and I got a shirt and a pair of leggings. So, no, I did not spend that much money in there. In fact, I mostly stayed in the discount section, because that's what I like. And then we went back to the hotel, and we chilled there for a bit, and then we went to a garden, and the garden was very nice. And then I went to Melanie Martinez, and oh my god, that was like the best experience of my life. Every dollar I spent on that trip, on those tickets, was well worth the price. Like it was magical, my dude. Like
Sounds like you
I
guys
like
had
and
a lot of fun.
I had so much fun at that concert. I went alone because I was not spending an extra how much on more tickets, and Salem and Sheena were not really into Melanie Martinez that much that they would want to go. They just wanted they just liked that they got to go on a trip for once in their life.
Oh, they were just there to go to Toronto.
Yeah. I didn't want to travel alone and they wanted to travel somewhere, and I had them and I my parents gave me all their air miles to pay for the hotel, which thank you parents. I appreciate you. I did like not paying for the hotels cuz they're expensive. And my dad also had like a shit ton of Via preference points. So I got the train tickets for free too. So all's good in the hood.
Choo choo.
And yeah. But I paid $600, almost $700 for my seat ticket. It was at the front of a row. Um, and before getting there, I thought, oh, it'll be like, like a more risen row. Like, it's not near the stage too much. Um, when I tell you that seat was almost floor level, as in it was 4 rows from the front, and the only thing stopping me from going on to floor level was a construction like gate.
Mm.
That was a very close seat for a very cheap price. That was $400 less than I would expect it to be for that seat. That was close enough to floor seats that were $1,000.
Hmm.
I was like so close to Melanie. I could see her in 4K. I got some sick videos and photos from that. From
I
that.
think you put them all on your Instagram story.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did. For like 3 hours straight, it was just Melanie Martinez videos, and then for another hour after, it was just me posting more about Melanie Martinez. That was, dude. That show is like a full-on performance piece. Like, it's not just, oh, Melanie comes out and she sings her best songs and whatever from her albums. Like, no, she starts off in her first album with the iconic song Cry Baby. Everyone who is a Melanie Martinez fan knows that song, or if you were on Tumblr in 2014, you will know that song as well. And then she goes and she does more songs from Cry Baby, the Cry Baby album. She does Alphabet Boy, Dollhouse, Sippy Cup. She did not sing Training Wheels, which is my favorite song ever by Melanie Martinez, but that's okay. We all make sacrifices. And
That is a
then
sacrifice I'm willing to make.
willing to make. And then, excuse me. And then she transitions into the K through 12 album, and then she did songs like School Bus, Class Fight, Strawberry Shortcake. She did High School Sweethearts, but that's the last one she did. What are the other ones she did that I'm forgetting? I don't remember. K-12 was not really my well, my favorite album is Crybaby. That's why I remember most of the songs. Lunchbox Friends, and then Detention. or no, not detention. Excuse me, not detention. Teacher's Pet, where she rises out on the on a desk and she you know that like dance move that Cardi B does in the WAP song where she's like on her stomach and she's banging the floor while she like puts her ass up in the air?
Um, not really.
Well, if anyone knows, Melanie did that. And I was like, "Damn. Was not expecting that." And then the song High School Sweethearts come on and then Cupid shoots her in the heart and she dies to transition into the Portals album, and that was really cool. And then she sings the songs from Portals and there was fire. There were pyrotechnics on this production. There was platforms and carousel bunny rabbits and pyrotechnics. There was like so much fire. It was so cool. There was like fire shooting off and there was fire rising from the ground. I love fire, if you couldn't tell. And so then Melanie does songs from her Portals album. She did Death, she did Tunnel Vision, she did Void, she did Light Shower, she did that one song about the dragon with the dragon in it that I don't remember the name of because Portals is kind of been ignored by me because it's like it's cool, but yeah, I just like the Crybaby album. And it was great. It was a great time. I had an amazing time there. And then we got up the next day and took the train home and watched. And also, Shrek 3 was on the morning that we were going home, so we watched Shrek 3 and then we went home. It was a great day. And then I got my nails peeled off. Do you have time for me to talk about the nails? Or
Um,
is that it?
if you want to keep talking for a few minutes, there's some stuff in the background right now. Just keep chatting.
What's going on in the background?
Oh, just a little bit of my sister having a little meltdown, that's all.
Joyous. Um, um, so because I went to Toronto, I spent a lot of money on that trip in general, just with food, with room service, with buying all the stuff that we did, and a lot of money. So, and the thing is I have two very expensive lifestyle maintenance things that I do. One, my hair. Two, my nails. For those of you who don't know, from September until now-ish, I had been getting acrylic nails done at a salon, and I had been doing that because one of my old coworkers from my summer job last year was like, "Oh my god, let's get our nails done. It'll be so fun." And I was like, "Yes, I shall do that." And then like I lost touch with her and we never spoke. And then I'm like, "Why the fuck am I getting these done? I don't want to do this. I can't play guitar. This sucks. I'm getting these taken off. It's expensive. I'm not spending $60 on these stupid nails that serve no purpose." So I booked an appointment at a different salon. Um, no hate to the salon. They were actually quite nice. Um, fun. Anyway, so no hate to the salon. They were actually quite nice. And so I go in, and no matter how many times I tried to explain that I didn't want my nails painted, I just wanted the nail polish taken off. They didn't really listen, so just took the L. Like they're getting my nails off. That's all I really care about. Um, except I got caught in a lie where when I picked a shade of red, a deep shade of red, and the girl goes, "Oh, your boyfriend will like that," and instinctively, stupidly, I went, "Oh yeah," just to like stop the conversation. And you might think, "Oh, well, that's not gonna come up later." Unfortunately, this was a video game moment where it's this character will remember that.
This action will have consequences.
This action did have consequences. So anyway, first off, if you're ever thinking of getting acrylic nails, like long acrylic nails, don't. They're really fun until you have to get them off and you can't maintain them. If you can maintain them, go ahead. If you can pay $60 to $120 a month to get those things done, all power to you. I can't do that. And if you also can't do that, don't get them. That was one of the most painful things I have ever experienced. And I've gotten multiple parts of my body pierced. I have pierced steel through my nose and my cartilage in my ears and other places on my body that are painful to pierce. And that was less painful than getting acrylic and plastic peeled off my nails. They peel it off. Like they pry it off with this plasticky thing. They soak it in acetone, drill it down, and then pry it off. They are prying off layers of your nail. Don't make the mistake I did and do like again, acrylics are fine if you can maintain them, but if you cannot maintain them, oh my god. Like they are lucky I have a decently high pain tolerance and didn't scream. Granted, this lady was actually quite gentle. She was actually quite a nice nail tech. Like, she wasn't, like, aggressively prying them off. Like, she didn't cause any bleeding. She didn't cause any, like, issues at all. So, you know what? I have respect for her. However, she's the one that I accidentally said I had a boyfriend to, even though I don't have a boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
at all. Never had a boyfriend ever in my life. Because I don't like boys. But,
Gold star.
I had crushes on boys when I was younger. I just never dated any of them because I was fucking ugly. But that's neither here nor there. Also, one of them proposed to me because he was a fucking player, but that's
Oh
not important
yes,
to the
we
story.
already know that story.
Um, so anyway, um, she's like, "Oh, so how long you been dating your boyfriend?" And instead of just being like, "I don't have a boyfriend," I said, "Oh, 6 months." And we keep talking around. She's like, "Can I
Fiona!
put?"
Fiona! Just own up to it!
It gets worse, Patrick. She's like, "Can I see a picture?" And I'm like, "Okay." So
Oh.
I scroll through, and the first person I come across is a photo of me and Logan. So,
Okay, well that makes sense.
so now this Asian lady thinks I have a Logan as a boyfriend,
Just
and she's
choose the
like, "It's
most deeply affectionate man you know.
yeah, he is." He could almost be my boyfriend if I wanted, but not important. So, but she asked me, "Is he good to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's wonderful. He's the sweetest guy I've ever met." She's like, "Well, if he isn't, let me know. I have 3 cousins." It's like,
Alright,
okay.
you gotta keep the lie going because if Logan's your boyfriend now, there you go. You're set for life.
And then she said that exact same thing 2 more times during my nail appointment. Like, she's painting my nail. She's like, "You think your boyfriend will like this color?" I'm like, "Yeah, probably. He likes red." She's like, "Well, if he doesn't, let me know. I have 3 cousins." So it's like, thank you.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's what I have to deal with, being so hot and attractive all the time. It's like so hard to be attractive.
That was a completely different voice. Like, that wasn't even you.
I know. It's my Valley Girl voice. It's what I do when I have to admit that I am just too attractive for this world. Because, like, honestly, like, everywhere I go, bitches always know that Charlie Steen has got a weenie that he likes to show. And also, I went out to a nightclub with my friend and her boyfriend, and oh my god, people. It's gonna sound like such a non-problem first world problem. It's like, Jesus Christ, the amount of people that are like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty, like, you're so pretty, I love your makeup, are you a model?" It's like, fucking hell. It's like, I'm just trying to get drunk with my friends, can you leave me alone?
Technically, you are a model, though.
I am technically, yes. I'm trying to be a model, but times are tough. It's like, I get it, I'm attractive. I've been told that since I was a wee chicklet. But it gets annoying when you're just trying to enjoy your night and every woman in the fucking building has to tell you you're attractive. At this point, it's like, if you are not interested in me or buying me a drink, Go away. Your compliments mean nothing without physical gratification. No. My point still
Wow.
stands.
Wow.
Call me Shell.
Wow.
I don't want fucking compliments unless you are interested. That sounds like such a dickheaded thing. I appreciate compliments. That's not to say like it like I accept compliments. Like if you say, "Hey, you're really pretty," I'll be like, "Thank you so much. That's really sweet." I'm not gonna be like, "Fuck you. You should be blah 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 blah." Like
I know what I am titling this episode.
Fiona is conceited.
No, Fiona the Playa.
I'm not. I have not, dude. I haven't actively tried to date in over a year. I have not even been looking. I've not
That's because you
even
got
been going
Logan.
out to places I could get a date. What?
That's because you've got Logan for the past six
Yeah,
months.
that is because I have. That is because I've been dating Logan for 6 months. No. Oh my god. Yeah. No. Well, like that's not like to preface that point of like, oh well, if you're giving me comments, you should be blah blah blah. My point is not that like they have to be interested in me or doing something for me to give me a compliment. My point is like, thank you for the compliment. It's just there's a difference between compliments from people that know you and like will compliment you as a person, not just as a two-dimensional sex object or a two-dimensional model candidate or just the makeup that you're wearing or the clothes that you're wearing. And I like compliments on that stuff. I take pride in my appearance. I work hard to make myself look good, but it's like I appreciate your compliments, but I know damn well you would not be complimenting me if I was more basic. Cuz I do tend to be more basic on days when I'm not trying to like when I'm not going places cuz I kind of toned myself down a bit after college cuz it's like, you know what? I will just do what I want. I don't need to be everything every day all at once. um
Do what you want because
but
a pirate is free. You are
you
a
are a
pirate.
pirate. But like I like compliments. It's nice to know that people find me attractive, but at the same time it's like it's very empty. And if you're not that interested in me, go away. There's no real way I can defend my stance on that. It's just I'm just trying to live my life. Thank you for the compliment. But I really don't want to have the same song and dance conversation of "You're so pretty, are you a model? How do you do your eyeliner?" Blah blah blah. I appreciate it, but it's like getting the same interview questions over and over and over again in an interview. After a while, it's like, eh,
You're gonna
I
get a
don't care.
question that will throw you off one day, and you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, that's a good
Is it
question."
pink? Yeah. No. Yeah. But that is the thing with me when I go out in the club, all eyes on me. Quite literally, like Jesus Christ. Like I did not know attention until I went to clubs, and everyone and their mother started hitting on me. Men and women, except it's well, not really hitting on me. It's just complimenting me. Sometimes it's hitting on me. Sometimes it's people trying to kidnap me. But
Hey, mama.
whatever. Hey, mama, what are you doing? I've yet to be hit on by a Johnny Bravo. Usually it's lanky dudes that live in their mom's basement or women that try to invite me to after parties that don't exist.
Rhubarb strawberry.
Yeah. Although the nice thing I will say about going to nightclubs with my friend, there's one nightclub she goes to that she's friends with everybody, and I get in for free. Because if I go with her, we don't have to pay to get in. It's
For
great.
free.
For free? Yeah. Whenever I go to nightclubs with Olivia, usually she gets on like guest list, and if you get on guest list, you can get in for free before 11. Which
Ah.
is what I do now, because I'm not spending $12 to get into a shitty nightclub that only does drag shows. Drag
Well,
shows are fun the
folks,
first night.
that's a great way to
Oh.
end this this podcast.
Do less drag shows.
No more drag shows. None ever. Not
Fiona's
especially during
canceled
Pride
drag. No,
Month.
I'm just oh god.
You did a
This is
great
not me
job. You
saying I'm
get
against drag
Fiona
queens. I just don't
Fiona
like it when drag queens are the
Fiona, you've done a great job this Pride Month. You've gotten Logan as a boyfriend. Um, you've said no more to drag shows. You're starting to sound a little conservative there.
dude. Let me preface this. I'm not a conservative, but I support the drag community. It's just when I'm trying to get crunk and dance, I don't want to have to listen to lip syncs of high school musical songs and Britney Spears every hour. Just have one night when you can just have a dance night. It's not hard. I enjoy drag. Although the thing is once you've seen more high quality drag shows and drag performances, you go back to like nightclub drag and you're like, oh my god, this is uninspired. Like again, I have no nothing against drag queens. I like Trixie Mattel, I like Katya, I like Jinx Monsoon. I watch a lot of drag race. I know that sounds like such a cop out. I don't hate drag. It's just I would like to go to a club and enjoy myself without having to sit through a drag show every 5 seconds. That's all. Especially when you're like quote unquote obligated to tip them and they get mad when you don't want to spend the money on them. Like,
Go
I'm sorry,
to
I'm broke.
go to
I'm not
clubs
paying you $10. I
outside
need
of
that for tequila
downtown.
shots. Yeah, that's why I go to places with Olivia because there's no drag queens that make you tip them $10. That's two tequila shots right there. I need
Alrighty.
those two tequila shots.
With all that being said, that makes up for
Yes.
the like 30 seconds where it's gonna be quiet in the podcast anyway. Um, y'all have yourself a good day and keep listening and check out Food with Fee. The cheesecake
Yeah.
video has 200 views, which we all
Woohoo.
appreciate. And stay
That is
tuned for so much more.
yes. There will be more. Happy Pride Month to everyone.
Happy Pride Month. Remember, kids, no more drag shows and get a boyfriend.